Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today in gaming, Call of Duty Vanguard has destruction. Halo Infinite's next playtest was announced, Twitch streamers are going on strike, and much more. Battlefield leaker Tom Henderson has revealed key details about Call of Duty Vanguard. He's posted several tweets discussing some preview footage that he saw of the game's multiplayer. It sounds like the developers have taken some cues from Battlefield for Vanguard. The maps feature destructible environments. It doesn't sound like you'll be able to level buildings or blow through walls, but destructible elements like boarded up windows and alleys can be blasted open with enough gunfire. The same goes for wooden cover elements. Explosions also have an impact on the surrounding environment. It's unclear when the public will get this footage. Campaign gameplay will debut at Gamescom on Wednesday, and there will likely be a multiplayer teaser during the event. Multiplayer gameplay is likely being revealed in September ahead of the beta phase. Tom also tweeted about when Vanguard's Warzone integration is happening. The game's first season goes live on November 23rd, and Warzone should get its Vanguard update at the same time. Say what you will about the Battle Royale becoming a World War II game, the good news is that the integration comes with a new anti-cheat system. Hackers have recently started complaining that Activision is finally issuing hardware bans and blocking banned players from making new accounts. Warzone players have been waiting over a year for effective anti-cheat, and it sounds like it's finally on the horizon. Who knows though, Vanguard's system could be broken before launch. It's getting a PlayStation exclusive alpha later this week and a multi-platform beta starting on September 16th. Hackers could use these betas as a means to reverse engineer Vanguard's new anti-cheat solution before launch day. Only time will tell if Activision have done enough. One bright spot for Vanguard is the PlayStation 5 version will offer a 120 FPS mode. Unfortunately, there's no sign of an FOV slider though. The next playtest for Halo Infinite will offer the fan favorite Big Team Battle mode. Infinite's first playtest was limited to 4v4 versus bots with some minimal PvP action before it ended. The next test will offer Big Team Battle, 4v4, 3v3, and new Academy weapon drills. The test doesn't have a release date yet. 343 have previously said that future playtests will offer more PvP content, so hopefully that means we'll get at least a few days of Big Team Battle PvP. Twitch streamers are organizing a collective response to hate raids. These raids have targeted marginalized streamers for months. They flood their chat with racist and hateful messages using hundreds of bots, and it's so bad that many streamers have been forced to either disable raids entirely or just stop streaming. Twitch has been very slow to do anything about the situation. Their most recent statement boiled down to, "We know we have to do something," which doesn't mean much considering how long this has actually been going on for. Frustrated by Twitch's lack of action, streamers are calling for a day off Twitch on September 1st. Participants will refrain from streaming for the entire day and encourage viewers to avoid Twitch entirely. What makes these hate raids so hard to avoid is that they often use foreign language characters to avoid word block lists, and the number of variations for a single word can be in the millions. Streamer Art for the Apocalypse demonstrates the depth of this issue in a recent video. Banning a single word using different variations would take a chatbot running 24/7 76 days. It takes so long because Twitch doesn't let streamers upload block list files and place a timeout restriction on how quickly you can use chat. Ultimately, it's on Twitch to create a solution. Many streamers are concerned that Twitch will get rid of their new tagging system that lets creators of color and different identities tag their content and search for content from similar creators. And while it's true that hate raiders can use these tags to target marginalized streamers, removing them would probably just be a speed bump. Better solutions could involve machine learning algorithms that detect malicious chat messages and automatically delete them before they even get displayed. Some streamers have suggested forcing email or phone verification to create new Twitch accounts, and honestly, this sort of seems to be the direction with most social media platforms that want to avoid malicious content. Microsoft Flight Sim's next world update was delayed to September. It's overhauling Germany, Austria, and Switzerland and was supposed to launch later this month. The game's most recent update massively improved performance on PC and launched alongside the game's console release. By all accounts, the console version runs great on the Xbox Series X and S. The next world update will launch on September 7th. The source code for cult classic GTA clone The Simpsons Hit and Run has allegedly leaked online. Recently, YouTuber Ruben Ward recreated the iconic game in Unreal Engine 5 by ripping the original game's assets, upscaling the original textures with AI, and coding his own gameplay system. The quote-unquote remake was remarkable considering how quickly it was put together. Ruben finished the project in a week. Fans of Hit and Run have begged for a remaster or sequel for several years. The hype surrounding Ruben's remake attracted a comment from the game's lead designer, who praised the effort, saying, "Really gives a taste of what a full modern remaster could be." Late yesterday evening, posts on 4chan started popping up of people playing the original game in a Windows XP virtual machine from source code that they compiled themselves. And while the game did get a PC port when it originally launched, it's woefully outdated by today's standards. Modders have done a lot to modernize the PC port, but the source code potentially opens the doors to do a proper community-made remaster. At the very least, it could speed up mod development. Speaking of classic game remasters, it sounds like a Resident Evil 4 remake is getting announced at Gamescom. The franchise's official Twitter account teased the remake yesterday morning. Resident Evil 4 is considered by many to be the pinnacle of the franchise. It combined the classic horror elements of the first 3 games with the bigger levels, a proper third-person camera system, and a healthy dose of absurd characters. It's gotten multiple releases over the years on varying platforms. Modders have also done their own remasters, upscaling and recreating the game's original assets at much higher resolutions. Capcom actually have an excellent track record with their Resident Evil remakes. Hopefully the remake of 4 lives up to those expectations. The indie action roguelike Hades is currently the top reviewed game on Xbox and PlayStation consoles. It's sitting at a Metacritic score of 94, ahead of much larger titles like Demon's Souls and Microsoft's Flight Sim. Hades has proven to be a phenomenal game according to pretty much anyone who plays it. Several gaming news outlets named it their Game of the Year for 2020 instead of other breakout titles like Fall Guys, Doom Eternal, and The Last of Us Part 2. And personally speaking, as a fan of the game, I think it deserves all the praise that it's getting. It truly is a masterpiece of a game. Before we get to our final story today, I just wanted to say thanks for tuning in. We'll have a recap of what you can expect at Gamescom uploaded tomorrow. Stay tuned for the main event on Wednesday. We're probably getting new Battlefield 2042 gameplay, and we'll have full coverage of anything DICE reveals. AMD are reportedly making a massive change for the next generation of Ryzen CPUs. Zen 4 might include onboard graphics. Ryzen CPUs have been separated into 2 categories since Ryzen 1 launched back in 2017. There's the desktop CPUs that require a dedicated GPU, and the APUs that have one integrated into the die. The APUs are available as desktop chips, but are more widely seen in laptops. Ryzen CPUs including integrated graphics is a big deal because it means you'll be getting a high performance CPU and a moderately powerful GPU all in one. Ryzen CPUs are currently the top dogs when it comes to raw performance. AMD's Ryzen APUs are a bit lower on the performance totem pole due to their reduced core count and clock speeds. Still, their integrated GPUs make them powerhouses for gamers playing esports titles like CSGO, Rocket League, and League of Legends. Taking the raw performance of a desktop class CPU and pairing it with AMD's next generation GPU tech could see the need for discrete GPUs really start to wane even more. The primary limitation is integrated GPUs rely on your system RAM, which is slower to access, read, and write to than VRAM. I wouldn't expect to run games like Battlefield 2042 and Crysis Remastered Trilogy on a Zen 4 GPU, but that doesn't mean that down the road you might be able to play high-end games with just an integrated graphics solution. And that wraps it up for today in gaming. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.